And good evening. As the weather starting to worsen in our area, we've got several severe thunderstorm warnings that have been issued. Now, keep in mind, we're still under a tornado watch until 7 p.m. Hopefully that will expire and we won't have any issues, but we're watching that very closely. We have two wrecks that we wanted to bring up. I-59, we just got a wreck around the mile marker 137. A car has gone off the road and hit the trees. MHP is responding to that. I think we also have a fender bender on 8th Street. I guess you could call it Highway 19 near MSU in that area. Small fender bender, no injuries with that. Possibly injuries on I-59 there around the 137. So if you're in the volunteer fire department, you'll most likely be getting a phone call very shortly from now to go there. All right, let's pull up radar and show you what we have at this point of what's going on this afternoon. As I said, three different severe thunderstorm warnings, 3 counties is what we're watching. Lauderdale County is not under one, but we do have a lot of rain coming down right now. We will see that we've got heavy rain here in Scott County and also Leake County, Mississippi. That's going to be the Walnut Grove area, kind of sitting right on top of the prison in that area as we'll look at this. Now, Philadelphia, as you can see, though you're not under a severe thunderstorm warning at this moment, this storm is headed directly toward downtown Philadelphia as it leaves Walnut Grove, moves northeasterly. As we'll look at this and pull this up with the timeline of when it will be there, should be there in about 24 minutes, should make it by 5:12. Now, this severe thunderstorm warning right here will expire by 5:15. As we go down to look at Clarke County, what's going on here, this is until 5:30 this evening for this severe thunderstorm warning. The worst of the rain is going to be south of Enterprise, south of Stonewall. Now, it's raining hard there, but let's look at this. Right here, Enterprise, y'all got it heavy. But right here out by the co-op coming into town, this is where it gets kind of nasty here in Clarke County coming up on the city limits. Right there, this is not more than a mile from the co-op, and it's going to be crossing the tracks into downtown area, past Skidmore's, that area, and across toward Quitman High before long. We already got the leading edge of the storm that's going to be headed out near Cooper's Chapel. It's going to cross on the south side of Archusa and head in that direction. Sykes, you should have this in about 16 minutes. Snail, within about 29 minutes as it makes its way out. From right here on top of 45, we're going to put this at 30 minutes to Cooper's Chapel. So this is not a fast-moving storm. It's kind of slowly coming along and dumping a lot of rain with that. As you'll see here, let's close this here. Lightning, we're getting a lot of that. Here in Lauderdale County, I'm getting a lot of pops about lightning. Now, as we look at this right here, as we go just west of town out on 512 there near Pleasant Hill Baptist Church, look at the rain there. Now, this has been heavy down here also as we look at Harmony Baptist, Harmony right there down at the Methodist Church there. A lot of rain there on 18 also as it comes into Clarke County. So y'all be ready. It's going to be heavy, heavy, heavy. Now, as we go north, we'll just follow this up 45. As this gets here to the split at 513, you'll see that the rain stays on both sides of the highway. You get on up here by Clarko, still heavy rain. Even out to the west, almost all the way to the Piggly Wiggly. It's heavy rain there, but just south of that on 513, it's a break in the rain there. It's still heavy there as we go past the fish camp. We get on into the Dollar General up here around on Highway 11 there. It's heavy, but not what we have in the southern portion of Clarke County. Now, this severe thunderstorm line, let's look at this so you'll know exactly where this is. This is going to start right by Pachuta. It will move northeasterly right by the fish camp and up to Clarkdale High School and go east to the county line. And then it will go back down south and then cut across basically toward the landfill. And this will cut across, take in Jay's Taxidermy back toward the edge of the county line there, just east of Heidelberg in Clarke County. That's our line and where this is. So that puts Manassas, that puts all of these areas down here, Carmichael, not in the severe thunderstorm warning, believe it or not. A weird line there. Usually it would go straight across, but this gets right here to DeSoto and then goes northeasterly up. Takes a little crook there and goes up. Now, all those areas are under it. As we look at Lauderdale County, let's look at the heavy rain that we've got. We start here at Clarkdale and we go northward up to Greg's Fireworks. It's going to taper off. It's still heavy rain between there and on up to the Evangel Temple, but from Greg's all the way back to the county line. Heavy, heavy. What does that tell us? We don't need to drive that. Now, as we go over to Highway 11, look at that rain. And this is why we're having wrecks right through here, the 137. That's a lot of rain there north of Enterprise. As you get to Dunn's Falls, it's still heavy. And this bad area here, and I've got no reports of wrecks there, but it's still bad there at the split, so be careful there. As we come in on Highway 11, as we go near the airport, all the way from the airport to the county line down to Enterprise, it's going to be bad. You don't want to travel if you're in Meridian, if you're in Enterprise, and you think, well, I need to go to Meridian, coming or going. Wait it out. You don't need to go that bad. We need to let this storm pass there. That's some of the worst that we've got in Lauderdale County right now. Now, as we get out here in the Long Creek area there at the ball field, right there at the Volunteer Fire Department, about a half a mile just past there, as you get down to Fisher Road, it's going to be heavy and a lot of lightning strikes in that area. So be cautious in those areas. A little bit lighter as we get out to Southeast High School, and we got out here near the Red Fireworks Barn. Not as bad. You get past the Boy Scouts, it's rained, and even out to Wynot, to Ricky Bobby's place there. It's raining at the racetrack, but out to the west, it's heavier as you go into Alabama. Now, let's go north of downtown Meridian, north of I-20, and look at what we've got going on here. This will make its way up 19 past Walmart. Not quite to Owls and out to the Rock House, but this will cut around right about where Faith Baptist is, right there across the parking lot. It cuts across State Boulevard, takes in right here at the country store, North Hill Street. Lots of rain. Look at that. Hang on, let me catch this. Just I'm trying to keep up with everything that's going on. Let's see here. Make sure we don't have any. Okay. Possibly. I got another message that said that it could possibly be 3 cars involved in that. So, hang on just a second. Let me check one more place. I'm going to let y'all watch radar here for just a second. All right, what we've got is possibly that wreck may be a little bit worse than what we thought there on I-59. We're going to watch that. If you're in that area there, use caution coming in. And let me double check on this of what side of the highway this is going to be on, if it's north or south. As y'all can tell, I can't type and talk at the same time because whatever I say, I'll text it. Horrible trait that I've got. As we get back here on North Hill Street, we follow this from the Walmart up North Hill Street all the way over to Northcrest Baptist Church. Heavy, heavy rain through there. Bumpy road, but it is paved now. It's better than it was. So we can get out near Northeast, out by the old cotton gin. We still, Russell Tompton, still heavy rain there. Now, everything's good in Collinsville. Light rain at this point. A heavy shower moved through that area just a little bit ago. Now, let's look on our friends over here in Alabama. North of Myrtlewood, north of Crandall, we've got a lot of rain there. Cromwell, rather. This is going to be Cuba. This is going to be following Highway 17. Be careful those areas. Due east of Meridian 17. That would put it there in the Derby, Alabama area. Use caution in those areas. Now, let's go back over here to our west. What is happening? What's going to be affecting us in the next little bit? Let's turn off our locations. See what we've got as we move across here. We get into, let's go to Forest. So let's look here first before we go back up. Now, this severe thunderstorm warning up here has expired. Doesn't mean that it's not raining hard. I-20 and southward from Morton to a Forest line, all the way south to Polkville. Heavy showers there. No warnings or anything associated with this, but a lot of rain. Now, what is this right here? This is hail that we're picking up. A lot of it here due north of Morton there. And this is going to be right there on Highway 13. If you're in that area, you're catching hail at this point. Now, as we move right across that Leake County line, Walnut Grove, this is where that prompted a severe thunderstorm warning just a little bit ago. They have let it expire. It was set to 5:15. They've already let that run out as 4:57. But we still see that this storm, look at this. All of this right in here, heavy rain, black as we look at radar. This is going to be the Rosebud Quick Stop sitting right here. Now, as we go due north, and follow this right out of Sebastopol there at the post office. If you're going north, be cautious. Highway 487, all the way up through there. Now, the front edge of this line is now crossing into Neshoba County. It's going to cross the Neshoba County Fairgrounds, and we'll go right on up to Williams Brothers, and then cross over where Walmart is, and then just a block or two due north of where the police station is in downtown Philadelphia. What is the timeline of this? As we look at this, it should be in Philadelphia within 16 minutes. So if you're in Philadelphia, you're going to get this storm not long from now. A lot of rain with it, but again, we don't have a warning associated with it. As we look at our warnings of what we've got going on right now, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Clarke County. That's the only one that we've got here on the east side of the state going on right now. We've got a lot back over to the west, over near Ridgeland and Jackson, and even into Louisiana, south of Vicksburg, right along in there. South of Vicksburg is pretty heavy there. Again, as we talk about how long this will last, we've got severe weather chances through 11 p.m. tonight. And now as we look here, this, let me move this up where you can see this tornado watch will expire at 7. So we've got 2 hours remaining on that. That's where we are. We're hoping that will fade away and we have no problems out of that. That's what we want to happen. So on the east side of the state, anything east of Jackson, Clarke County has got the worst at this point. Now, we're still holding on up here and making severe thunderstorm watch. About the only 2 counties left is Winston and Noxubee County. That will expire at 6 o'clock. 1 hour from now, that will fade away. Let's go back over toward Jackson. We have a lot of people that watch us from the west side of the state as well as we move in here. Let's look here. Here's Clinton, Mississippi, Raymond, Bolton area. This is going to be due west of here, and if you've ever traveled 20 west of Jackson toward Vicksburg, you know the road conditions. They're bumpy, it holds water, and that red clay just, well, it's a mess. Let's look at this and where this will be. Bolton, you'll have the storm in 3 minutes. Flora, Mississippi, within about 27 minutes, and then on to Robinson Springs and into Vernon within 31 minutes is where it will be there. Now, again, this is that Clinton, Edwards, Clinton, Raymond area, all right in there, just southwest of Madison and Ridgeland area. As we put this storm, if you put it on a scale of 1 to 10, just barely over a 2. Now, let's move back over here. Here's Vicksburg. If we follow 61 right out of there, it gets really bad on Highway 61, and we even have a severe thunderstorm warning there. That is until 5:30 this afternoon. Still a tornado watch there, but this is the worst that we've got over here, and it's going to be moving the same path toward Edwards, Bolton, the Jackson, Mississippi area. So if you're watching us from that side of the state, be warned, you've got more coming there in the Jackson, Mississippi area. Now, let's back out and look at this as a whole. That doesn't look too bad. If you'll look here, this looks a whole lot worse due north of Tuscaloosa up in these areas. I think it's safe to say the worst of the storm, again, we were lucky, kind of split when it come to I-20, and the worst of the weather went north of us and has passed on, prompted all of this. We still got some storms, and the National Weather Service still tells us to hang on and watch till 11 o'clock, but it could be a lot worse is what we're seeing here. Again, still chances that anything can happen, and we'll watch this and stay on top of the weather for you until that threat moves out of the area. Lots of rain, though, through with this. Let's just look at this to make sure we haven't. Let's turn radar off for a minute and look at all of our warnings that we have across the state. And we're still right. We've got Clarke County and then back over here that we were just looking at. And as you see here in Louisiana, we don't have any right now except this that is associated with Vicksburg. There's nothing back here. So that shows us a sign of maybe, oh maybe, this will go away and not harass us into the late hours. Wouldn't that be great? I'm like you and most of the people that I talk to. A storm is one thing, one coming after dark, that's a whole different ball game. I don't like it any more than you, because it's always a sign that you can't see it. And I don't like that, do you? I don't. Let's see if I've gotten any updates on this rig. Let's see, nothing new on that. Just double checking my messages, making sure I don't have anything new. Let me go here. If y'all hang on, let me go back over here. There's another place I need to check. Nothing there also. Just double checking what we've got there. Again, always if you've got a storm report, make sure to send it in to us. We want to share that with everybody else that is watching with that. And if you've got one, you can also mention that here in the remarks there. Austin tells us we've got some hail in East Quitman now. Well, as we move up here, let's just see what. Oh, a bunch of happy birthdays. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. It kind of slipped up on me. My wife realized it about, 12:30 that it was my birthday, and she went, whoops. They come so quick now. We've got pea-sized hail, Angie says, on the east side of Quitman just a few moments ago. Several reports of that, so we're gonna stick to that, mentioning no power in Harmony. All right, let me see here. I got an update, I think. We do have injuries. This is going to be in the southbound lane, mile marker 136 area, between there and 137, 136 to 137, and we do have injuries associated with this wreck on I-59. That's going to be near Enterprise, is where we're watching this, Mississippi Highway Patrol, and I'm sure that we've already got the emergency officials responding, meaning volunteer firemen and people that, paramedics that can help out with whatever the situation is there. So let's be cautious, be careful. Our other threat is right there from 134 to 138, that mile marker. And then again there at the split coming in Meridian. We don't want either place to have an accident this afternoon. So let's go back into radar here, see what we've got here. We'll follow these storms and look. This is in Neshoba County now. Look here, this western side of Neshoba County getting hail also. This storm, now, not what it was, but it is going to cross over downtown Philadelphia. So y'all be ready. It'll be in Philadelphia within 8 minutes from now. We've got storms. Let's look at this, turn on these locations. And again, this is going to be just about where the hail is there at the Neshoba County Fair. Here's the Dixon community due northwest of there as we look here at Dowdleville. That's where the rain is. If you live in that community, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Lightning strike in there about, that's 9 minutes ago. The same there, two strikes at the same time that came down there in Neshoba County. This is making its way toward Pearl River Resort. If you're walking out, you got probably just enough time on the east side of the parking lot to get to your car if I get wet. I wouldn't bet money on the west side over by Silver Star. You might get wet before you get to the car, moving right along there. As we look here, we've got heavy rain still showing up on Highway 488 there. This is the Hope community. Hope Baptist Church coming into Philadelphia. A lot of rain there also. Light showers in the northern portion. Even out here at Arlington, we're starting to see some sprinkles in the area. As we get back over to Walnut Grove, starting to look a little bit better there. The Dollar General there at Walnut Grove getting a break. You got to go a couple of miles due north of there to get into this rain on Highway 35. Still raining at Rosebud also. As we come across Kemper County, not bad at all. We got some light showers in the Damascus area. As we go east, we're starting to see a shower right there on top of the county line. Y'all know where that is, where you can look over and see Kemper County from Lauderdale. Right there at that house is no longer there. As a kid, there for years, it's gone. But as you can look over into Kemper County off Highway 45, we got light showers from the county line all the way up to the Pupwood Yard. Maybe even a sprinkle there as you get up to Bodka Valley and you take that right to go down in there across from the old equipment factory. Or maybe you remember it as being a furniture outlet. Some say they even had a mulching company for about 2 weeks. Could be a rumor. As we go back to Lauderdale County, let's just look at what we've got, the overview of the rain. It's pretty heavy. Eastern side and southern portions of Lauderdale County. As we follow I-20, let's just move in here and take a look. Here's Marion, lots of rain there, raining on that new bridge there. As we get east, this is coming up on the 22nd Avenue exit. Kind of right there is it, out to the Evangel Temple, northward up to Meridian High, taking in all of the hospitals right there. As we go over to the Coca-Cola plant, a little bit heavier there at the fork of 39 and 45 if you're sitting there at that red line at the Coca-Cola plant. You go north as you go right out here to Jeff Tate's area, Lamar School. A lot of rain right there. We follow this north up Highway 39, even out to the soccer complex. Now, once you pass the soccer complex and you go past Barham Funeral Home, it's going to get a little bit lighter. By the time you get to the red light up here at Briarwood, it's light showers. We go east, Aiken Airfield. A lot of rain there as well as we look at that. Not as heavy as downtown Marion. About where the old cotton gin was is where it kind of breaks. Tompton Road, heavy, moderate rain there. As you go further north toward 45, you got to stay in this all the way to Ralph's house as you get to the Ralph Morgan Rodeo, and again up to that county line. We follow this all the way out. Heavy rain out Highway 19 as we get into the racetrack. Why Not Motorsports Park? It's pouring there right now. Now, again, we don't have a warning there, but it's still heavy rain. That's what we're getting out of this storm, this eastern side. And they've moved this line now on the other side, opposite east side of Quitman now. And this is what's coming through Quitman that has brought in all of this rain here to Lauderdale County in the southern portion. Out here to Causeyville, when you get up to the Boy Scouts, look at the rain that we've got. Even up to Alamucha, Volunteer Fire Department right there, we've got heavy rain. In between there, all the way down, let's take it to Snell, to the Volunteer Fire Department there. Look at the rain. Whew. Heavy. Moderate showers, just light stuff moving across downtown Quitman. Most of y'all know that now. But that eastern side from there to the state line is going to be heavy. Still some heavier stuff that we're showing there in Stuckey's Bridge areas, Dunn's Fall. And the great news that I can tell you, they have just now canceled this severe thunderstorm warning for Clarke County. They have let that fade away into the nighttime. Doesn't change the fact it's still raining, but we have no warnings there. So that's good. Expiring roughly 22 minutes early. We can't beat that with a stick, can we? That's good. Now we've got still rain over here at Vicksburg. Severe thunderstorm warning remaining there. A smaller one here. They've downsized this around Ridgeland also. That's good. Those are the only two left in the state of Mississippi right now. Let's just glance at this before we get off up here near Huntsville, north of Tuscaloosa, for those that watch across that Bama state line. Although we do not have a warning with this, look at this line, how this is doing here. And it's staying straight northeasterly there. Carbon Hill, it gets really bad there on up toward Decatur, Alabama. It'll make its way toward Lawrence, and then eventually Lawrenceburg, Tennessee will get some of this. That's a straight line there, but it is not firing off the thunderstorm warnings like we had here. Hopefully, as we look at this, none of this will get worse than it is now. We're under a threat, again, until 11 o'clock. The tornado watch goes until 7 p.m., so we've got an hour and 50 minutes remaining on that. It doesn't look like to me they're going to extend that. That's good. Now, before we do that, I want to check power outages and just see what we've got around the area. Let's go to EMEPA first and pull this up so y'all can see this. Let me get some more up here. I think vision may be getting worse here. Okay, here we go. We're going to pull up Mississippi Power also. Get all of those going. And let's go back here and pull this up where you can see this. Check our power outages. Here we go. Let's hit this. As we look at EMEPA, all systems are a go on EMEPA. That's good. All right, let's go across to Mississippi Power. We've got about 85 folks without power here, and we are going to see this down in this area right here. We got a couple of places in Meridian. As we'll look at this, we've got 36 customers in the Meridian area without power there, as you'll look at that. Now, as we zoom in on this is going to be on this area 493 that's on Mississippi Power. Then we back down and we go into Clarke County. Let's look at this. This is going to be southeast of Pachuta, right along here near Harmony, Highway 287. Let's see how many folks we've got affected by this. 48 customers on Mississippi Power there. They're trying to locate the problem there and get that back on as quickly as they can. But if you live on old Stagecoach Road, you're without power also there. Highway 18, those areas around 284, County Road 287, without power for a little while. Let's back out. I don't see any more in those areas. Those are our two. Here at Newton, what is this that we've got? We've got one customer out in the Newton area that's on Mississippi Power. That's not bad for the storm that rolled through these areas a little bit ago. We even go all the way to the Mississippi Gulf Coast, nothing there. Two areas right in our backyard in the Meridian area. Now, let's go over and take a look here. We've got several people here as we look north of Jackson. this is going to be for our friends on Central Electric. Of course, they power a lot that goes on into Neshoba County, these areas here. We got 336 just due west of Ludlow and due north of Brandon, about 29 people. If you look, that's Langford area there. And then we get a little bit closer here. This is the Natchez Trace. This is going to be due north of Highway 25 near Eureka, Sand Hill, those areas. About 336 customers without power in those areas. Not bad. As we go here and we take a look what's going on with Southern Pine. This is going to be to our west, Newton County. It serves a lot of those in the southern portion there. 12 people around Collins. Brookhaven has one, so really a blessing. One last look, and I promise not to keep you forever on all this as we look at this weather, but I want to look at the state as a whole. As we pull this up, state of Mississippi showing about 4,100 people without power. Alabama has 1,700. Louisiana has about 2,700. Happens a lot there. But as we look at our counties here, we took a hit down here in Jefferson with 450 people. We've got about 315 in Scott County, one of our bigger ones there. And then also Yazoo has 56. And we've got this kind of scattered out, as we mentioned, Lauderdale with 36 and Clarke County with 48. That's follow the track of that storm as it came across there. So that's it in a nutshell of what we've had. As always, I do appreciate you joining us. Should a threat come back, of course, we'll go back live to walk you through this. Is nothing more important than you and your family. It's what we do. We follow weather and we give you headlines, all of that good stuff. There's one thing about it, we can't do it without you. Each and every day, y'all stay with us, thick and thin. We try to solve it all together. Thank y'all so much. God bless you. Me and Odie will be back in the morning if we don't have to come back again tonight for the weather. Thanks for joining us, and as always, we're here for you. Thanks for making us your first choice for weather. Scotty Ray Report. We'll see you soon.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.